So it's not nonsense.
And now you're saying David Montgomery is gonna score more
Outscore
than
Mark
Mark Ingram?
Ingram.
You been sipping on Grandpa's cough medicine there, Matt, at home all day?
Nope, just Coke Zero, and that's all it is Coke Zero. I promise.
Okay.
What's up, Fackers? We are back with our Fantasy and Chill 101, counting down the top 101 fantasy football players for the 2020 season. Number 48 on our countdown is running back for the Baltimore Ravens, Mark Ingram. He is our 22nd ranked running back. Last year, he finished as running back number 8. His stats last year, he had 202 carries, 1,018 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Also had 26 catches for 247 yards and 5 touchdowns. Scored 233.5 fantasy points, an average of 15.6 points per game. So a few concerning numbers here to go through. I expect a touchdown regression, not only for Mark Ingram. He scored 15 total touchdowns, which was 4th in the league. But the Ravens as a whole should score less touchdowns than last year. Our offense should still be high powered, but maybe just not as much as last year. Okay, and then his volume. Even though he was their starting running back, he only got 37% of their carries last year and only 7% of their targets. So the volume, not there as much as you would hope, but he was very productive with the volume that he got. He averaged almost 5 yards a carry. And then he is going to be 30 years old, which is getting up there for a running back, coming probably to the end of his career, maybe a few years left. He's 30 years old this season, and they drafted J.K. Dobbins, who's a stud out of Ohio State who will eat into some of those carries.
Yeah, I mean it's just a very crowded backfield. I mean, they drafted when did they draft J.K. Dobbins? Third round?
I believe so.
Third round, and then they drafted Justice Hill last year. Gus Bus is there, and you have Mark Ingram. That's a
Gus
four-headed
Bus.
monster right there. The Gus Bus, you like that? But
Throw out that monster word.
I still like Mark Ingram. Anybody who's getting the ball in the Ravens offense is going to be playable. But I guess the only problem I have is you don't really know who's going to be getting the ball. And he did play in the playoff game, right?
Ingram.
I
mean,
believe so.
I don't
It's
remember him
showing on
not
here.
playing.
He missed 15, 16, and 17. I think he was hurt a little
He
bit.
had to.
But yeah, I mean, like Keller was saying, the touchdown regression has to come.
15 touchdowns, that is a lot.
Yeah, and Fantasy Pros is saying he only had 12, 3 receiving and 9 rushing. But I looked on a Pro Football Reference, and it was 15.
Okay.
I don't that's what Keller was saying too. He's super efficient with his touches. So I mean, is that gonna duplicate again next year? I'm almost willing to just stay away from the Ravens backfield. I mean, if Mark Ingram falls, yes, I'll take him in a draft, but I'm not gonna reach for him.
The thing that concerns me the most is, like I said, he only got 37% of the carries last year.
Yeah.
We think them adding J.K. Dobbins, you think that percentage is going to go up? No, probably not.
Let me check. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna go down.
Not only that, but they drafted J.K. Dobbins, and Gus Edwards was on his contract was over. Instead, they signed him again this year for a 1-year deal. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
You drafted Justice Hill last year, and then you're going to re-sign. You draft Justice Hill last year, J.K. Dobbins this year, and then you're going to re-sign Gus Edwards. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
They're still paying Mark Ingram. Like, he got paid pretty nice coming over from New Orleans last year.
Look at this. See, I just pulled that out of my ass too. I said four-headed monster. Some dude wrote an article, Mark Ingram to be a part of four-headed monster for Ravens.
Yeah, scroll down to
It's
the
on
bottom.
the internet. It must be true.
Is the author Britt Crawford?
No, it's Dave Kluge. I don't know who that is.
Sounds like an alias if I've ever heard one.
And that's almost as good as, I mean, if we're calling monster, the Texans had that fourth monster with Lamar Miller and Alfred Blue and
Okay, that's
George Foreman. And
you can't call that a monster, first of all. Good. Two-headed, I don't know, teddy bear. But I think the Ravens backfield is kind of turning into like kind of like what the Patriots have right now. You know, they have all these guys and you can't really trust one of them. But if you're going to pick one, it's going to be Mark Ingram, or like he's like their Sony Michel a little bit. And you're going to end up having a bad time. I know Ryan remembers 2 years ago. You remember the old Buck Allen train?
Oh yeah, I played him quite a bit. No, I didn't
then-
play him. I had what's his face, Alex Collins,
Alex Collins,
who
yeah.
actually, as far as just a running back goes, had a pretty decent season. And Buck Allen would come in on the goal line
Yeah.
and do all those touchdowns.
See, I had Alex Collins the year before when he was actually pretty decent towards the end of the year.
And when he came on strong.
Yeah,
All right, let me ask you this question, and this time it's actually going to be a question.
go for it.
Do you see any running back one upside with Mark Ingram? Is there any chance he finishes in the top 10 again?
Yes, there's a chance, but it's going to
Finished
be
top 10
heavily
last year.
dependent. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be heavily dependent on his touchdowns.
Like we said, we expect a regression. Like, I don't think he's going to score nearly as many touchdowns as he did with another guy that they just drafted, J.K. Dobbins. Like, Justice Hill, we didn't have to worry about last year because he's not the type of back that's going to be stealing those kind of carries that Ingram would normally get. J.K.
True.
Dobbins potentially, and Gus Edwards is definitely. Gus Edwards had 700 yards last year.
Yeah,
Like, who would have guessed that?
but I know, but don't you see the Ravens kind of dialing it back a little bit on Lamar? Like, hey, don't take off as much. We have a stable back here. Let them take the pounding. Like, we need you healthy, and he's becoming a better passer. So I could easily see that happen.
His carries might come down quite
Yes.
a bit.
Yes.
So
Wait,
maybe Mark Ingram can gain some carries there, but he is going to lose some to J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, and I mean, someone's going to get hurt. I mean, it's football. It's going to happen. So
What if
Someone's
you're
going to
putting
get coronavirus.
well, that too, yeah. Maybe that's the reason of signing Gus Edwards. You know, like you said,
fake-
Mark
fake
Ingram's
news.
30 years old. Like, if anyone's going to
Yes,
get hurt,
he
it's
is.
probably going to be him.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a pretty damn stable career. He's played double-digit games every single season in the NFL, besides the one he got suspended, right?
Got suspended.
Yeah, or no, that was 2018, the first 4 games or some shit like that. Yeah, but he still played 12 games. Yeah, he's played double-digit games every single year.
Yeah, I mean,
He
he's
got
like
suspended for PEDs, I think.
he's like
I forgot about
he has
that.
a pretty good bill. Like, he's like a bowling ball, really. Like
50 touchdowns.
50.
That's pretty good.
I will say I agree with Ryan though. Like, a lot of focus is going to be on Lamar Jackson, and or maybe that was you that was saying that they might not run the ball as much.
That was me.
Or I'm sorry, they might not have Lamar
Just
run the
didn't
ball
want
as
to
much.
agree with you.
Yeah. Never mind. I take back my statement. I don't wanna
Yeah,
say
you
that.
fucking you libtard.
What does that have to do with anything?
You
What's
just
his
can't make
ADP?
anything about football. You always got to be political.
I already said his
His,
ADP.
his ADP is 45.
The 5th round.
Look,
He
if
went the
Mark,
4th
if Mark
last year.
Ingram, if Mark Ingram is my flex running back, I'm perfectly
Oh
fine.
yeah.
If he's my number 2 running back, I'm a little scared. And if he's my number 1, just give him the money up front because you're not seeing it at the end of the year for fantasy. So
If he's your number one, it's because you went wide receiver heavy the first few rounds. And if he's your number one, and you did that strategy, I don't think I minded actually.
you went wide receiver,
Wide receiver.
Mahomes, tight end, and then Mark Ingram.
Do y'all think he's a little overvalued though? Because people are seeing like this Ravens offense last year, and that he finished top 8.
I mean, he had 1,000 rushing yards, 10 touchdowns, 250 receiving yards, and 5 touchdowns. Like,
Yeah, you can.
is that really overvalued? He did. I mean, he did all that in 13, 14 games.
But he's going with guys. Like, I think I'd rather have. I might rather have David Montgomery than Mark Ingram.
Ooh,
That's
I
a
don't
little bit
know
of a
about
bold
that.
take. Yeah,
I
I don't
know.
know
Mark
either.
Ingram is the proven commodity. You're putting a lot of eggs into an unknown basket.
It's just
there.
that-
No.
competition.
It's not that. No, you're missing the point. It's the offense he's playing for. The Ravens proven last year they have one of the top offenses in the league. Chicago hasn't had a good offense since. Help me out on this, Keller.
It was like 3 years ago they were decent.
And
Decent.
Jay Cutler.
I'm
No, wait,
decent. What I'm
Trubisky had a
saying.
decent year.
No, but their offense was maybe 9 or 10. Like the
No,
Ravens had a
uh,
number 2, number 3 offense last year.
The reason I said that though is because we can look at David Montgomery and not be surprised if he averaged 15 to 20 carries per game. With Mark Ingram, he didn't get more than 15 carries more than 3 times last game. I think he got it twice last
I
year.
know, but for him to still rush for 1,000 yards, there has to be something said for that.
Yeah, there is. It's regression is coming. And progression for David Montgomery is coming. So
All right,
you want to make a bet right now?
suck his dick
Oh.
already.
Let's make a
Man.
bet, Britt.
Britt wasn't on here for our bet we made the other night.
What are we making a bet on?
Matt bet me that Cam Newton would score more fantasy points than Drew Brees.
Oh, I know. I think I wasn't here for the bet, but he was saying that nonsense when I was on the day before.
Oh, it's not nonsense.
And now you're saying David Montgomery is gonna score more than Mark Ingram?
You been sipping on Grandpa's cough medicine there, Matt, at home all day?
Nope, just Coke Zero, and that's all it is Coke Zero. I promise.
Okay, so what's your bet again? Tell me your
You
bet.
got Mark Ingram, I got Dave Montgomery, straight up.
Nah, I don't like that.
Okay.
Too much competition.
Britt doesn't bet.
I like my. What do you mean I don't bet? I fucking have 5 bets with you, Keller. You
won't ever
idiot.
bet with Matt. I've tried to set y'all the bets the last 2 weeks, and y'all never agreed to anything.
That's a
Yeah,
respectable
you're trying
bet,
to
though.
instigate like you always do, Keller. You shut your mouth.
Just agree to something.
This is spiraling
Okay.
downwards. Finish it off, Ryan.
Jonathan Taylor outscores David Montgomery. Is that our bet?
I'll do that one.
Okay, I'll take
I got
that
Montgomery. You got Taylor.
One.
You'd rather have Taylor than Mark Ingram?
Yeah, I don't understand that, but I'll take it.
Hold on, no.
I'm gonna go with Marlon Mack.
Hold on.
All right, we'll figure this out another day. Finish it off.
All
Ryan.
right. Mark Ingram. He is our 22nd ranked running back, number 48 overall. Yeah.
Yeah.